First contact. The Starship Horizon hung in high orbit, a gleaming beacon of human achievement against the inky void of space. On the bridge, Captain Sarah Chen stood with her hands clasped behind her back, dark eyes fixed on the swerving green and blue orb displayed on the main view screen. After months of travel through the cosmic depths, they had finally arrived at their destination, an uncharted world on the fringes of known space. Sarah allowed herself a small smile. At 32, she was the youngest captain ever assigned to a deep space exploration mission. It was a heavy responsibility, but one she had worked tirelessly to earn. Her crew was handpicked, the best and brightest humanity had to offer. Whatever challenges this alien world held, Sarah was confident they could handle it. "Report," she said, her voice calm but authoritative. Her first officer, Commander Jack Torres, looked up from his console. "Initial scans are complete, Captain. Atmosphere is breathable, gravity 1.1 times Earth normal. No signs of advanced technology or civilization detected on the surface." Sarah nodded, considering. "Life signs. Abundant plant and animal life, but nothing that appears sentient," Jack replied. "Interesting," Sarah mused. "An entire habitable world, untouched by sapient hands. The biotech possibilities alone could be revolutionary." She was about to order a more detailed scan when the communications officer, Lieutenant Zora Okoro, suddenly sat up straight. "Captain, I'm picking up a signal. It's faint, but definitely artificial in origin." Sarah's eyebrows rose. "Source." Zora's fingers danced across her console. "It seems to be coming from beneath the planet's surface. Some kind of subterranean structure, I think." Excitement rippled through the bridge crew. First contact, the holy grail of deep space exploration. Sarah felt her pulse quicken, but kept her voice steady. "Put on speakers." A series of rhythmic tones filled the air, rising and falling in a complex pattern. It was clearly a deliberate transmission, not random noise. "It's a mathematical sequence," said Dr. Elara Patel, the ship's xenolinguist. Her eyes were bright with fascination. "Prime numbers, to be specific. This is a common method in theoretical first contact scenarios, a way to prove intelligence and the ability to manipulate abstract concepts." Sarah nodded. It made sense. Any species advanced enough for interstellar communication would likely understand mathematics as a universal language. "Can you respond in kind?" she asked. Ilara nodded. "I believe so. Give me a few minutes to analyze the pattern and formulate a reply." Sarah turned to her helmsman. "Take us into low orbit, Mr. Reeves. I want a closer look at whatever's generating that signal." As the horizon descended, tension mounted on the bridge. They were making history with every passing moment, venturing into the unknown. Sarah felt the weight of responsibility pressing down on her shoulders. One wrong move could have catastrophic consequences, not just for her crew, but potentially for all of humanity. Ilara's voice broke the silence. "Captain, I've prepared a response. Should I transmit?" Sarah took a deep breath. This was it, the moment of truth. Do it. For several agonizing minutes, there was no reply. Then suddenly, the view screen lit up with a new transmission. This time, it wasn't just audio. A holographic image materialized in the center of the bridge, a being unlike anything they had ever seen. It was roughly humanoid, but there the similarities ended. Its body seemed to be composed of interlocking crystalline structures, pulsing with internal light. Instead of a face, it had a smooth, reflective surface that rippled like liquid metal. When it spoke, the words emerged directly into their minds, bypassing their ears entirely. "Greetings, travelers," the alien said, its mental voice resonant and androgynous. "We are the Zalaxians. You have entered our domain." Sarah stepped forward, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "I am Captain Sarah Chen of the Earth vessel Horizon. We come in peace, seeking knowledge and understanding." The alien's surface rippled, creating patterns that Sarah instinctively knew conveyed emotion. Curiosity? Amusement? It was impossible to tell. Peace, the Zalaxian repeated, as if tasting the word. A noble sentiment, but one often used to mask less altruistic intentions. How can we trust that your words match your true purpose? Sarah frowned. It was a fair question, but also a dangerous one. How could they prove their peaceful intentions to a completely alien species? We have traveled far from our home, she said carefully. We seek only to learn and expand our understanding of the universe. We have no designs on your world or your resources. The Zalaxian's surface roiled. Words are easy to speak, harder to live by. If you truly seek knowledge, are you willing to prove it? Sarah exchanged glances with her senior staff. There was wariness in their eyes, but also determination. They had come too far to turn back now. What do you propose? Sarah asked. The alien's form pulsed with vibrant colors. A test. A challenge to prove your worth and the truth of your claims. If you succeed, we will share our knowledge freely. If you fail, the being's surface went dark. You will leave and never return. Sarah's mind raced. It was a risky proposition, but also an incredible opportunity. Success could mean gaining access to technology and knowledge far beyond anything humanity currently possessed. Failure, well, that didn't bear thinking about. We accept your challenge, Sarah said firmly. The Zalaxian's form shimmered with what might have been approval. Very well. Prepare yourselves. When you are ready, send a signal, and we will transport you to the testing grounds. With that, the hologram vanished, leaving the bridge crew in stunned silence. Jack was the first to speak. Captain, are you sure about this? We have no idea what kind of test they're planning. It could be incredibly dangerous. Sarah nodded, understanding his concern. You're right, it's a risk. But think about what we stand to gain. This could be the greatest scientific and cultural exchange in human history. Or it could be a trap, Zora pointed out. They could be luring us down there to capture or kill us. If they wanted to do that, they could have done it already, Sarah countered. They clearly have technology far beyond ours. No, I think this is genuine. They want to evaluate us, to see if we're worthy of their knowledge. Dr. Patel spoke up, her voice thoughtful. It's not an uncommon concept in first contact scenarios. Many theorists have posited that advanced civilizations might use some kind of test or challenge to gauge the development of younger species. Sarah nodded. Exactly. This is our chance to prove ourselves, not just as individuals, but as representatives of all humanity. She looked around at her crew, seeing a mix of excitement and apprehension on their faces. I won't order anyone to participate in this challenge. It's too risky. I'll go myself, and I'll take volunteers only. To her pride, but not her surprise, every hand on the bridge went up immediately. Sarah smiled. Thank you all. You're courage does you credit. However, we can't leave the ship unmanned. Commander Torres, you'll stay behind with a skeleton crew to monitor the situation from orbit. Dr. Patel, I'll need you to continue analyzing their language and methods of communication. Lieutenant Okoro, you're with me. Your technical expertise might come in handy. And she paused, considering. Mr. Rees, I want you along as well. Your quick reflexes could be crucial. The chosen team nodded, a mix of determination and nervous excitement on their faces. All right, Sarah said, squaring her shoulders. Let's prepare. Full sensor scans of the planet. Focus on the area around that subterranean structure. I want to know everything we can before we beam down. Check and double-check all our equipment. We don't know what we're walking into, so be ready for anything. As her crew sprang into action, Sarah took a moment to center herself. This was the moment she had dreamed of since she was a child, staring up at the stars from her backyard in rural China. First contact. The chance to represent humanity to an alien species. The magnitude of it was almost overwhelming. But Sarah Chen hadn't become the youngest deep space captain by shrinking from challenges. Whatever the Zelaxians had in store for them, she and her crew would face it head-on. They would prove humanity's worth, not through aggression or deception, but through intelligence, adaptability, and an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. With a deep breath, Sarah turned back to her duties. It was time to make history. The quantum gauntlet. The air shimmered and crackled with energy as Captain Sarah Chen and her small team materialized on the alien world. They found themselves in a vast, cavernous chamber, its walls pulsing with bioluminescent patterns that seemed to shift and change as they watched. The atmosphere was thick with an otherworldly mist, giving everything a dreamlike quality. "Quantum flux levels are off the charts, Captain," Lieutenant Zara Okoro reported, her eyes wide as she scanned their surroundings with her tricorder. "This place, it's like nothing I've ever seen before." Before Sarah could respond, a familiar mental voice resonated in their minds. "Welcome humans to the nexus of trials." The crystalline form of a Zelaxian materialized before them, its surface rippling with complex patterns. "You stand at the threshold of the quantum gauntlet." Sarah stepped forward, her posture confident despite the alien environment. "We're ready for your challenge. What must we do?" The Zelaxian's form pulsed with what might have been amusement. "Brave words, but bravery alone will not suffice here. The quantum gauntlet is a test of mind, body, and spirit. It will push you to the very limits of human potential." With a gesture, the alien caused the mist to part, revealing a series of mind-bending obstacles that seemed to defy the laws of physics. Platforms hung in mid-air, their surfaces shimmering with quantum uncertainty. Beams of energy crisscrossed the space, forming intricate and ever-changing patterns. In the distance, Sarah could see what looked like a black hole, its event horizon a mesmerizing swirl of light and darkness. "Holy shit," Helmsman Reese muttered, his usual cool demeanor cracking slightly. "It's like a physics exam threw up in here." Sarah shot him a warning glance, but privately agreed with the sentiment. This was far beyond anything they had prepared for. The Zelaxian continued, seemingly oblivious to their reactions. "You must navigate the gauntlet, overcoming each challenge in turn. But be warned, the obstacles you face will adapt to your actions, learning and evolving with each attempt. Time and space are fluid here. What you perceive may not be reality." Sarah's mind raced, trying to process the implications. A challenge that could rewrite itself on the fly. It seemed impossible. But then again, so did faster-than-light travel once upon a time. "I'll take on the gauntlet," Sarah declared, her voice steady despite the butterflies in her stomach. Her team immediately protested. "Captain, no," Zara exclaimed. "It's too dangerous. Let me go instead." Sarah shook her head. "I appreciate the offer, Lieutenant, but this is my responsibility. I brought us here. I'll see it through." She turned to the Zelaxian. "What are the rules?" The alien's surface rippled. "There is but one rule: survive. Use whatever tools and skills you possess. Adapt, evolve, transcend your limitations. Prove that humanity is ready to join the cosmic community." With that, the Zelaxian vanished, leaving Sarah alone at the entrance to the gauntlet. She took a deep breath, centering herself. "All right, team, listen up. I'm going in, but I need you to be my eyes and ears out here. Analyze everything you can about this place. If you spot any patterns or weaknesses, relay them to me immediately." Her crew nodded, their faces a mix of worry and determination. Sarah gave them a confident smile. "Don't worry. Humanity didn't come this far to fail now." With that, she stepped into the quantum gauntlet. The moment Sarah crossed the threshold, reality seemed to warp around her. Gravity fluctuated wildly, one moment crushing her to the ground, the next leaving her floating weightlessly. The very air seemed alive with possibility, quantum particles popping in and out of existence around her. Her first challenge loomed before her, a series of platforms suspended in mid-air, each one flickering in and out of reality. Sarah studied the pattern, her mind racing. There had to be a logic to it, a sequence she could follow. "Captain," Zara's voice crackled in her earpiece. "I'm detecting a correlation between the platform fluctuations and the background radiation. There seems to the decay of some kind of exotic particle." Zara nodded, grateful for her team's support. "Good work, Lieutenant. Keep it coming." Taking a deep breath, Zara timed her jumps to the particle decay rate. She leaped from platform to platform, each one solidifying beneath her feet just as she landed. Her heart pounded in her chest, adrenaline surging through her veins. One misstep could mean plunging into the void below. As she reached the final platform, it suddenly vanished beneath her feet. Zara's stomach lurched as she began to fall, but then her training kicked in. She twisted in midair, using the fluctuating gravity to her advantage. With a burst of effort, she managed to grab onto the edge of the next section of the gauntlet. "Nice moves, Captain," Reeves cheered from the sidelines. "You're making this look easy." Zara allowed herself a small smile as she pulled herself up. "Don't jinx it, Reeves. We're just getting started." The next challenge was even more mind-bending. Zara found herself in a maze of quantum mirrors, each one showing a different possible reality. In one, she saw herself as an admiral, commanding a fleet of starships. In another, she was a scientist, accepting a Nobel Prize for cracking the secret of dark energy. "Fascinating," Dr. Patel's voice came through the comm. "Captain, I believe these mirrors are showing quantum alternate realities. The possibilities of choice is not taken." Zara nodded, trying not to let the dizzying array of possibilities distract her. But which one is a way forward? She studied the mirrors carefully, looking for any clue or pattern. Then it hit her. In every reflection where she was successful, she was surrounded by her crew. The path forward wasn't about individual glory, but teamwork and cooperation. "It's about unity," Zara murmured, "the strength of humanity working together." As if in response to her realization, one of the mirrors shimmered and became a doorway. Zara stepped through, emerging into the next chamber. The challenges grew progressively harder. Zara faced time dilation fields that made seconds stretch into hours. She navigated probability storms where the laws of cause and effect broke down entirely. Through it all, she relied not just on her own skills and intellect, but on the support and insights of her team. Finally, Zara reached what appeared to be the final challenge, the swirling vortex she had glimpsed earlier. Up close, it was even more terrifying, a maelstrom of gravitational forces that threatened to tear her apart. "Captain," Zara's voice was tense. "That's not just a black hole. It's like a knot in space-time itself. I've never seen anything like it." Zara stared into the swirling chaos, her mind racing. How could she possibly overcome this? It seemed impossible, a challenge beyond human capability. Then it hit her. Maybe that was the point. "It's not about overcoming it," Zara said slowly. "It's about accepting our limitations, but refusing to be bound by them." She took a deep breath. Humanity isn't perfect. We make mistakes, we struggle, we fall, but we always get back up. We face the impossible and find a way forward together. As she spoke, something remarkable happened. The vortex began to shrink, its chaotic energies coalescing into a single point of blinding light. Zara reached out and touched it. In that moment, she felt connected to all of humanity, past, present, and future. She saw the long arc of human history, from the first ancestors who looked up at the stars in wonder, to the pioneers who would one day spread across the galaxy. She felt the boundless potential of the human spirit, the relentless drive to explore, to understand, to grow. When the light faded, Zara found herself back in the main chamber with her team. The Zalaxian materialized before them, its crystalline form pulsing with vibrant colors. "Congratulations, Captain Chen." The alien's mental voice resonated with what seemed like genuine respect. "You have succeeded where many others have failed. You have proven that humanity is indeed ready to join the greater galactic community." Zara stood tall, filled with pride not just in herself, but in all of humanity. We're ready to learn, to grow, to face the challenges of the cosmos alongside you. The Zalaxian's form shimmered. Then let us begin. The universe awaits, and there is much to discuss. As Sarah and her team prepared to embark on a new era of interstellar cooperation, she couldn't help but feel a sense of awe. They had faced the impossible and emerged stronger for it. Whatever challenges lay ahead, humanity would face them head-on, united in their quest for knowledge and understanding. The adventure was just beginning. Cosmic convergence. The Zalaxian's crystalline form pulsed with a kaleidoscope of colors as it led Captain Sarah Chen and her team through a shimmering portal. They emerged into a vast chamber that defied human comprehension, a space where the very fabric of reality seemed to bend and twist around them. Welcome, the alien's mental voice resonated, to the nexus of infinite possibilities. Sarah's eyes widened as she took in the breathtaking sight. The chamber was filled with swirling vortexes of energy, each one a window into a different dimension or alternate reality. Streams of data flowed through the air like rivers of light, carrying knowledge from countless civilizations across the cosmos. Holy quantum entanglement, Lieutenant Zara Okoro breathed, her tricorder going haywire as it tried to process the overwhelming influx of information. The Zalaxian's form rippled with what might have been amusement. Your victory in the quantum gauntlet has earned you the right to access the collective wisdom of the Cosmic Concordat, an alliance of advanced civilizations spanning multiple galaxies. Sarah felt a surge of excitement mixed with trepidation. This was beyond anything they had imagined when they set out on their mission. "We're honored," she said, her voice steady despite the awe she felt. "But I have to ask, why us? Why now?" The alien's surface shimmered thoughtfully. "The universe stands at a crossroads, Captain Chen. A great shift is coming, one that will reshape the very foundations of reality. Humanity's unique blend of innovation, adaptability, and indomitable spirit may be the key to navigating the challenges that lie ahead." As if on cue, one of the dimensional windows expanded, showing a scene of cosmic devastation. Entire galaxies were being consumed by a wave of entropic decay, leaving behind nothing but cold, lifeless void. "The heat death," Helmsman Reeves murmured, his usual cocky demeanor subdued by the gravity of what they were witnessing. The Zalaxian nodded, its mental voice somber. "The ultimate fate of our universe, according to your current understanding of physics. But what if I told you there was a way to transcend this fate, to evolve beyond the constraints of our current reality?" Sarah's mind reeled at the implications. "You're talking about what?" "Ascending to a higher plane of existence." In a manner of speaking, the alien replied, "We call it cosmic convergence, a melding of consciousness and energy that would allow us to reshape reality itself. But to achieve it, we need a catalyst, a species with the potential to bridge the gap between the physical and the metaphysical." Dr. Patel stepped forward, her eyes shining with intellectual curiosity. "And you believe humanity could be that catalyst?" The Zalaxian's form pulsed with affirmation. "Your species possesses a unique spark, a combination of scientific understanding and intuitive leaps that sets you apart. You stand at the precipice of a great evolutionary leap, one that could elevate you to cosmic significance." Sarah felt the weight of this revelation settling on her shoulders. The fate of not just humanity, but the entire universe, hung in the balance. "What do you need us to do?" The alien gestured, and a holographic representation of Earth appeared before them. "We must initiate a planet-wide awakening, unlocking the dormant potential within every human mind. But it must be a choice freely made, not imposed from without." "A global enlightenment," Sarah mused, her mind racing with the possibilities and pitfalls of such an undertaking. "The societal implications alone are staggering." The Zalaxian nodded. "It will not be easy. There will be resistance, fear, and conflict. But if humanity can overcome these challenges and unite in purpose, the rewards will be beyond imagination." As if to illustrate this point, another dimensional window expanded, showing a version of Earth transformed. Gleaming cities of impossible architecture rose into the skies, while humans worked alongside alien species, manipulating the very stuff of reality with thought alone. "This is what awaits if we succeed," the Zalaxian said. "A future where humanity takes its place among the cosmic elders, helping to guide the evolution of younger species and safeguarding the fabric of reality itself." Sarah turned to her team, seeing the mix of excitement and apprehension on their faces. This was far beyond their original mission parameters, but the stakes couldn't be higher. "What do you think?" she asked, valuing their input as she always had. Zara was the first to speak up. "It's risky as hell, Captain. We'd be fundamentally altering the course of human history. But, if what they're saying is true, can we afford not to try?" Reese nodded, a glint of determination in his eyes. "We didn't come all this way just to play it safe. I say we go for it." Dr. Patel looked thoughtful. "The scientific and philosophical implications are staggering. This could be the key to unlocking the greatest mysteries of existence." Sarah took a deep breath, weighing their words carefully. Finally, she turned back to the Zalaxian. "We accept your proposal. Humanity will face this challenge head-on, as we always have." The alien's form pulsed with approval. "Then let us begin the Great Awakening. But be warned, there are forces in the universe that would oppose this evolution. Dark entities that thrive on chaos and destruction. They will stop at nothing to prevent the cosmic convergence." As if summoned by these words, alarms began blaring throughout the Nexus. The dimensional windows flickered and distorted, showing scenes of cosmic battle and devastation. "They're here." The Zalaxian's mental voice was urgent. "The Void Harbingers have found us. We must act quickly." Sarah's training kicked in immediately. "Zara, establish a secure comm link with the horizon. We need to warn Earth about what's coming. Reese, see if you can interface with the Nexus's defense systems. Dr. Patel, work with the Zalaxian to start the awakening process." As her team sprang into action, Sarah stood tall, her eyes blazing with determination. They stood at the threshold of humanity's greatest challenge and its greatest opportunity. Whatever cosmic horrors awaited them, she knew that the human spirit would rise to meet them. The battle for the future of the universe had begun, and humanity was at the center of it all. Sarah allowed herself a small, fierce smile. They had come seeking knowledge and understanding, but they had found so much more. They had found destiny, quantum uprising. The nexus of infinite possibilities shuddered as the first wave of Void Harbingers breached its outer defenses. Captain Sarah Chen stood at the center of a maelstrom of activity, her mind racing as she coordinated humanity's first stand against a cosmic threat. "Zara, status report." Sarah barked, her eyes fixed on the holographic battle map hovering before her. Lieutenant Okoro's fingers danced across her console, her face illuminated by the eerie glow of quantum data streams. "The horizon is broadcasting the awakening signal to Earth, Captain. But we're encountering resistance, not just from the Void Harbingers, but from within our own planet." Sarah grimaced. She had expected this, but it didn't make it any easier. "Elaborate." "Social media is exploding with conspiracy theories," Zara explained. "Governments are in chaos. Some see this as an opportunity for enlightenment, others as an alien invasion. We're on the brink of global panic." "Captain," Helmsman Rees called out, his usual cocky grin replaced by a look of intense concentration. "I've managed to sync with the Nexus defense grid, but these Void Harbinger ships, they're like nothing I've ever seen. They're not just flying through space, they're warping reality around them." As if to illustrate his point, a massive view screen flickered to life, showing the space around the Nexus. Sarah's breath caught in her throat. The Void Harbinger vessels were monstrosities of non-Euclidean geometry, their forms shifting and writhing in ways that hurt the human mind to comprehend. Where they passed, the very stars seemed to scream and die. "By all that's holy," Dr. Patel whispered, her face pale as she looked up from her work with the Zalaxian. "What are we up against?" The Zalaxian's crystalline form pulsed with urgency, the antithesis of creation itself. The void harbingers seek to unmake reality, to return all of existence to the primordial chaos from which it sprang. They are drawn to the energy of awakening civilizations like moths to a flame. Sarah's mind raced. This was beyond any first contact scenario they had ever trained for. They weren't just fighting for humanity now, but for the very concept of existence itself. "We need an edge," she muttered, her tactical mind kicking into overdrive. Then, an idea struck her. "Dr. Purtell, you said the awakening process unlocks latent potential in the human mind, right?" The scientist nodded, her eyes widening as she caught on to Sarah's train of thought. "Yes, but it's not instantaneous. It requires focus, intention." "What if we accelerated it?" Sarah pressed. "Use the nexus to boost the signal." The Zalaxian's form rippled with what might have been alarm. Such an act would be unprecedented. The strain on your species' collective psyche could be catastrophic. "More catastrophic than the end of all existence," Sarah countered. She turned to her team, her voice ringing with authority. "This is it, people. The moment that defines not just our mission, but our entire species. Are you with me?" The response was immediate and unanimous. "Aye, Captain," Sarah nodded, a fierce pride swelling in her chest. "Then let's rewrite the rules of reality. Zara, divert all power to the awakening signal. Reeves, I need you to use the Nexus systems to create a quantum entanglement link with every human mind on Earth. Dr. Puttel, work with the Zalaxian to modulate the signal. We need to trigger a cascading awakening effect." As her crew leaped into action, Sarah closed her eyes, reaching out with her mind. She could feel the tendrils of the awakening signals spreading across the globe, touching the consciousness of every human being. Billions of minds flickered to life, confusion giving way to awe as they glimpsed, for the first time, the true nature of reality. Sarah felt their fear, their wonder, their determination. She felt the spark of human potential igniting into a roaring flame. Suddenly, the Nexus chamber was filled with ghostly apparitions, quantum projections of awakened humans from across the globe. Scientists, artists, leaders, ordinary people from all walks of life, their eyes shining with newfound cosmic awareness. "My God," Reeves breathed. "It's working. Humanity is joining the fight." All around the Earth, people were tapping into abilities they never knew they possessed. Telekinesis, telepathy, reality manipulation. The laws of physics were being rewritten by sheer human will. In New York, a group of street artists painted murals that came to life, creating energy shields that deflected void harbinger attacks. In Mumbai, a young programmer wrote code that reprogrammed the fabric of space-time itself. In Lagos, a collective of musicians played rhythms that harmonized with the cosmic frequencies, strengthening the barriers between dimensions. The void harbingers reeled, their reality-warping abilities matched and exceeded by the unleashed potential of humanity. But the battle was far from over. As more humans awakened, the strain on the collective consciousness grew. Sarah could feel the pressure building, threatening to tear the human psyche apart. They were pushing the boundaries of what was possible, and the backlash could be devastating. "We need to end this now," she shouted over the cacophony of mental energy. "Everyone, focus your thoughts. Imagine a reality without the void harbingers. Believe in a future where existence itself is protected." The chamber filled with blinding light as billions of human minds united in a single reality-altering thought. Sarah felt herself slipping away, her consciousness expanding to encompass the entire universe. For a moment that lasted an eternity, she saw everything. The birth and death of galaxies, the intricate dance of quantum particles, the subtle threads that bound all of existence together. And she saw the void harbingers for what they truly were, not monsters, but lost and lonely entities, afraid of the complexity and beauty of existence. With a thought that resonated across the cosmos, Sarah reached out to them, not in anger or fear, but with understanding and compassion. You don't have to destroy, she communicated, her thoughts echoed by billions of awakened humans. You can create. You could be part of this grand tapestry of existence. Let us show you the way. There was a moment of profound silence. Then, like a wave of cosmic relief, the void harbingers began to change. Their chaotic forms stabilized, taking on new shapes that harmonized with the fabric of reality instead of tearing it apart. As the light faded and Sarah found herself back in her own body, she saw her team staring at her in awe. The Zalaxan's form was pulsing with colors she had never seen before. "Captain," it said, its mental voice filled with wonder. "You have done the impossible. You have not just saved your species, or even this reality. You have shown us all a new way forward." Sarah smiled, exhausted but filled with a deep sense of fulfillment. "That's what humans do," she said simply. "We find a way, together." As the implications of what they had achieved began to sink in, Sarah knew that this was just the beginning. Humanity had taken its first steps into a larger universe, and the true adventure was only just beginning. The cosmos would never be the same again, and neither would humanity. Sarah nodded, a fierce pride swelling in her chest. "Then let's rewrite the rules of reality. Zora, divert all power to the awakening signal. Reeves, I need you to use the Nexus systems to create a quantum entanglement link with every human mind on Earth. Dr. Puttle, work with the Zalaxtin to modulate the signal. We need to trigger a cascading awakening effect." As her crew leaped into action, Sarah closed her eyes, reaching out with her mind. She could feel the tendrils of the awakening signal spreading across the globe, touching the consciousness of every human being. Billions of minds flickered to life, confusion giving way to awe as they glimpsed, for the first time, the true nature of reality. Sarah felt their fear, their wonder, their determination. She felt the spark of human potential igniting into a roaring flame. Suddenly, the Nexus chamber was filled with ghostly apparitions, quantum projections of awakened humans from across the globe. Scientists, artists, leaders, ordinary people from all walks of life, their eyes shining with newfound cosmic awareness. "My God," Reeves breathed. "It's working. Humanity is joining the fight." All around the Earth, people were tapping into abilities they never knew they possessed. Telekinesis, telepathy, reality manipulation. The laws of physics were being rewritten by sheer human will. In New York, a group of street artists painted murals that came to life, creating energy shields that deflected void harbinger attacks. In Mumbai, a young programmer wrote code that reprogrammed the fabric of space-time itself. In Lagos, a collective of musicians played rhythms that harmonized with the cosmic frequencies, strengthening the barriers between dimensions. The void harbingers reeled, their reality-warping abilities matched and exceeded by the unleashed potential of humanity. But the battle was far from over. As more humans awakened, the strain on the collective consciousness grew. Sarah could feel the pressure building, threatening to tear the human psyche apart. They were pushing the boundaries of what was possible, and the backlash could be devastating. "We need to end this now," she shouted over the cacophony of mental energy. "Everyone, focus your thoughts. Imagine a reality without the void harbingers. Believe in a future where existence itself is protected." The chamber filled with blinding light as billions of human minds united in a single, reality-altering thought. Sarah felt herself slipping away, her consciousness expanding to encompass the entire universe. For a moment that lasted an eternity, she saw everything: the birth and death of galaxies, the intricate dance of quantum particles, the subtle threads that bound all of existence together. And she saw the void harbingers for what they truly were, not monsters, but lost and lonely entities, afraid of the complexity and beauty of existence. With a thought that resonated across the cosmos, Sarah reached out to them, not in anger or fear, but with understanding and compassion. "You don't have to destroy," she communicated, her thoughts echoed by billions of awakened humans. "You can create. You can be part of this grand tapestry of existence. Let us show you the way." There was a moment of profound silence. Then, like a wave of cosmic relief, the void harbingers began to change. Their chaotic forms stabilized, taking on new shapes that harmonized with the fabric of reality instead of tearing it apart. As the light faded and Sarah found herself back in her own body, she saw her team staring at her in awe. The Zalaxian's form was pulsing with colors she had never seen before. "Captain," it said, its mental voice filled with wonder. "You have done the impossible. You have not just saved your species, or even this reality. You have shown us all a new way forward." Sarah smiled, exhausted but filled with a deep sense of fulfillment. "That's what humans do," she said simply. "We find a way, together." As the implications of what they had achieved began to sink in, Sarah knew that this was just the beginning. Humanity had taken its first steps into a larger universe, and the true adventure was only just beginning. The cosmos would never be the same again, and neither would humanity. Cosmic Renaissance. The dawn of a new era broke over Earth, painting the sky with colors never before seen by human eyes. Captain Sarah Chen stood on the observation deck of the newly christened starship Prometheus, watching as humanity took its first tentative steps into a transformed universe. "Quantum terraforming is complete, Captain," Lieutenant Zora Okoro reported, her voice filled with awe. "The solar system is now a type-I civilization on the Kardashev scale." Sarah nodded, a small smile playing on her lips. In the weeks following the quantum uprising, humanity had undergone a metamorphosis beyond anything they could have imagined. The awakening of human potential had cascaded into a revolution of thought, technology, and cosmic understanding. "Show me," Sarah commanded softly. The view screen flickered to life, displaying a breathtaking vista of their transformed solar neighborhood. Earth gleamed like a jewel, its cities now towering structures of crystalline thought matter that shifted and flowed with the collective will of humanity. The moon had been transformed into a lush garden world, a testament to humanity's newfound ability to manipulate reality itself. But it was Mars that truly showcased the extent of their evolution. The red planet now pulsed with life, its surface covered in sprawling techno-organic metropolises that merged seamlessly with the natural landscape. Massive space elevators reached into the sky, connecting to a ring of orbital habitats that harnessed the power of the sun with perfect efficiency. "It's beautiful," Dr. Elara Patel murmured, her eyes shining with tears of joy. "We've become the stuff of our wildest science fiction dreams." Helmsman Jake Reeves chuckled, his cocky grin now tinged with cosmic wisdom. "Sci-Fi. Doc, we've left those old stories in the dust. We're writing the new myths of creation now." Sarah turned to face her crew, feeling a swell of pride. They had been through hell and back together, facing cosmic horrors and reshaping the very nature of reality. Now they stood at the threshold of humanity's greatest adventure. "Status report on the Cosmic Concordat negotiations," she asked, her voice carrying the weight of humanity's representative to the galactic community. Zora's fingers danced over her console, now an intricate interface of light and thought. "The Zalaxians and other elder races are impressed, to say the least. Our handling of the Void Harbingers has earned us a seat at the table. They're calling it the human miracle." Sarah nodded, a hint of a smirk on her face. "Good. It's time we showed the cosmos what humanity is truly capable of." Suddenly, alarms blared across the ship. The view screen shifted, showing a massive distortion in the fabric of spacetime. A swirling vortex of energy began to form, dwarfing even their mightiest stellar megastructures. "By Einstein's ghost," Reeves breathed, his hands flying over the controls. "Captain, I'm detecting quantum fluctuations off the charts. It's like reality itself is tearing open." Sarah's mind raced, reaching out with her enhanced senses to probe the anomaly. What she felt sent a shiver down her spine, a vast, alien intelligence, ancient beyond comprehension. "It's not tearing," she said slowly, her voice filled with wonder. "It's awakening." As if in response to her words, the vortex stabilized, forming a colossal ring of swirling energy. From within its depths, a voice echoed across the cosmos, resonating not just in their ears, but in the very core of their beings. CHI of Earth, the voice boomed, filled with the wisdom of eons. UHAVPASSED, the great filter. UHAVAFACE, the void, and EMERGE, stronger. Now, you are ready for the truth. The crew exchanged glances, a mix of excitement and trepidation on their faces. Sarah stepped forward, her voice steady as she addressed the cosmic entity. "We are ready," she declared. "Show us." The vortex pulsed, and suddenly they were no longer on the ship. They stood on a plane of existence beyond physical reality, surrounded by beings of pure energy and thought. Sarah recognized a familiar crystalline form of the Zalaxians, but there were countless others, civilizations so advanced they defied comprehension. A figure coalesced before them, a swirling nexus of cosmic energy that somehow conveyed an air of ancient paternal wisdom. "I am the overseer," it said, its voice resonating through their very souls. "Guardian of the cosmic algorithm." "The what now?" Reeves muttered, earning him an elbow in the ribs from Zara. The overseer's form rippled with what might have been amusement. "The cosmic algorithm, young ones. The underlying code of reality itself. For eons we have sought a species with the potential to understand and manipulate this code. You humans, with your unique blend of logic and intuition, are the key we have been waiting for." Images flashed through their minds: the birth of universes, the dance of dimensions, the intricate interplay of forces that shaped all of existence. Sarah felt her consciousness expanding, grasping concepts that would have driven her mad mere weeks ago. "The void harbingers," Sarah said slowly, the pieces clicking into place. "They were a test." The overseer nodded, sending ripples of acknowledgement through the cosmic plane. "A necessary trial. Only by facing the darkness could you fully awaken to the light. Now, you stand ready to join us as cosmic architects." Dr. Pertel stepped forward, her scientific curiosity overcoming her awe. "You mean we can help shape reality itself?" "More than that," the overseer replied. "You will help us write the next chapter of existence. The multiverse stands at a crossroads, and your species holds the pen." The implications were staggering. Humanity, once confined to a tiny blue marble in an unremarkable galaxy, now stood poised to become co-authors of cosmic destiny. Sarah turned to her crew, seeing the same mix of excitement and determination she felt reflected in their eyes. "Well," she said, a grin spreading across her face, "I'd say this beats stellar cartography." As one, they stepped forward, ready to embrace their new role as shepherds of reality. The universe held its breath, waiting to see what wonders and terrors the human imagination would unleash upon the cosmic stage. In that moment, Sarah knew that every trial they had faced, every hardship they had overcome, had led them to this point. Humanity had not just reached for the stars, they had become one with them. The cosmic renaissance had begun, and the universe would never be the same again.